The Rambam says that everybody could be as big a tzaddik as Moshe Rabbeinu. Now, how do we understand that? How do we understand if everybody could be a big tzaddik as Moshe Rabbeinu? Moshe Rabbeinu was the Adon HaNaviim. He split the Yam Suf, he got Kabbalah Satira, and nobody can do that. There's no Nevuah even Bisman Hazeh anymore. How could somebody be as big a tzaddik as Moshe Rabbeinu? Teretz is that at tzaddik, there are two standards that a person is judged by. There's his righteousness, and there's his status. Status has nothing to do with righteousness, and righteousness has nothing to do with status. The rule is that we were put on this world, the Mesilas Yesharim says, Lamoy Banisoyim, to pass our tests. For some people, tests are very easy. And maybe somebody has a photographic memory, he knows ganz shas like that. And maybe somebody has a lot of zitzfleish, he sits in the base medrash, it's nothing to him. It's easy. And such a person can rise and rise and rise and have a tremendous status. If you have a shaila to ask, he's the one you want to ask, because he's going to know Shulchan Aruch on poskim on his fingertips. But that guy isn't necessarily a tzaddik. Even when it comes to Averis, Lashon Hara, maybe, you know what? He just doesn't have a taiva to yenta about people. Maybe he doesn't know what's going on, so he has nobody to talk about. Maybe he doesn't know anything juicy or gossipy, so that's why he's not talking about it. Or even if he does, he just doesn't have a taiva to talk about people. It's a wonderful thing that he doesn't have a taiva to talk about people, but that's God's doing, not his doing. And since it's God's doing, it's not a big nisayin for him. And since it's not a big nisayin, he's not a big tzaddik. A big tzaddik means somebody who passes big nisyonis. That's the definition. A big tzaddik means somebody who puts in a lot of effort to be great. A tzaddik is judged totally and exclusively by the amount of effort that you put in to be great. So if you have, I don't know, some Russian Jew just came out of Russia, and they're used to eating chazan, they pass by on the way home down Mar Avenue, and they're surrounded by mamish, by the taivas. On one hand, on one side is the White Castle. So they look to the other side, they don't want to see the White Castle because they have such a taiva to walk in, and they know, schar minin lenozir, they turn, and he turns the other way, and McDonald's is over there. And he mamish doesn't know where to go first, and he's full of the Yetzer Hara and the Nisyonis, and he runs away, and he doesn't eat the cheeseburger. That person's a tzaddik. To me, to you, if we would not eat the cheeseburger, we wouldn't be a tzaddik. But he's a tzaddik. And when it says that everybody could be as big a tzaddik as Moshe Rabbeinu, it doesn't mean that anybody could have... Yep. All right. Did everybody hear that speech from Yosef Renki? Did I exaggerate one bit? He's talking about some, I don't know, hard to follow that, something, washing machine that's punishment from Hashem. It's mamish like from the tzaddikim, people always come to me and they ask, oh, why did Hashem do this? And how could I believe? And my emunah is shaken in him. Everything is like, what did I do? That's the right attitude. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Everything happens to us. We always have to ask, what did we do? When it happened by Yoina, there was a big storm and everybody was going to die. So Yoina said, it's me, it's me, it's me. We have to understand that everything that happens in the world, especially in our lives, it has to do with us. That's an amazing attitude. And that's why at Tzaddik Nister, a person can be at Tzaddik Nister, the guy sitting next to you, because it doesn't matter what status he has, doesn't matter if he's Moshe Rabbeinu, doesn't matter if he's a big Rosh Hashiva, you don't know how much effort he put in to get to wherever he is. And if he put in the right amount of effort, that makes him a tzaddik. And the fact that wherever he is, whatever effort he put in, he's a guy sitting right next to us, that makes him a tzaddik nister. There's no way we're going to be able to know that. And that's what a tzaddik nister is. Now, by Fuchs, I just want to announce one of the projects that we're working on for the shul is a very robust website for the shul. We have been working on putting up shiurim and divrei Torah, written, oral, video, audio, all sorts of things. And it's very difficult because we have to be dependent upon other people's websites and other people's technology. And not only do they keep taking our camera away from us, but it's hard to upload and this. And Menachem works very, very hard. And as soon as we put up our own robust website, things will be very organized in a very easy way for people to access the material. Another Yashikayah from Menachem, Please, it's one of the projects our shul is working on. Hopefully it'll be ready soon. Our next honoree is we have two more honorees, the secret ones. And they're both honorees for the best reason anybody should be honored. There are a lot of mitzvahs out there to do, and there are a lot of reasons why people deserve to be honored. And there are a lot of great things, great schusim that many people have. But there's one schus everybody should know that's bigger than any other schus out there. There are plenty of people out there that do a lot of good things, but there is one thing that a person does that puts him way beyond anything else that's possible to do. One mitzvah, one act, one behavior, that a person does that, it's the top. And that's Talmud Torah. Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam. One word of Torah, it says in the Chazal, has more kedusha than an entire lifetime of doing mitzvahs. A person's Gan Eden depends upon how much Torah he has. Mitzvahs protect the Torah. To paraphrase Reb Chaim Volozhin, this is my mashal, but I'm modernizing his. It's like you have a bowl of wonton soup. So you got a bowl of wonton soup, and then you have the bowl. Without the bowl, the wonton soup would spill all over the table. But now that you have the bowl, of course the bowl's worth nothing unless it has soup in it. The soup is like the Torah. The bowl is like the mitzvahs. Without the mitzvahs, your Torah spills all over the place and it's useless. So you have to do mitzvahs. But if a person has mitzvahs, what the mitzvahs accomplish is that it protects his Torah. And a person goes to Gan Eden based upon how much Torah he has. The mitzvahs also. A person goes to Gan Eden because of mitzvahs. But the comparison between the Gan Eden you get for Torah against the Gan Eden you get for mitzvahs, there's no comparison. The Talmidei Chachamim, the people that learn Torah, are the protectors of Klal Yisrael. They are the crown jewel of Klal Yisrael. If something is wrong, if there's an economic recession, it means we're not learning enough Torah. If there are Rahman al-Itzlan people, it's dangerous in Eretz Yisrael, people getting killed, it means we're not learning enough Torah. If there are people that have Shalom Bayis problems, if there's tzoros, it means we're not learning enough Torah. The Balei Tosfos say that one Talmid Chacham protects 40,000 people. 40,000 people are saved. They do not need shields, they do not need spears. One Talmid Chacham protects that amount of people. 40,000 people. Imagine if we would have one less Rav Elyashiv, the Talmid Chacham. Imagine another 40,000 people be killed. Imagine without one Reb Chaim Kanievsky, another 40,000 people would be killed. That's besides all the shefa and bracha, then hashpah from Hashem that comes into the world because of the Torah. It's not that the Torah also does things. It's not that it protects those that are doing. The Torah is what gives us all the shefa from Hashem. Every good that happens in the world happens only because of the people learning Torah. Every bad that happens in the world happens because people are not learning enough Torah. And so, our next two honorees are honorees because in the approximately 20 years that I am in this neighborhood, they have kimat never missed a shear. And if anybody deserves 20 years, and if anybody, it doesn't matter if it's early, if it's late, if it's Sunday morning, if it's Shabbos afternoon, if it's Motzei Shabbos, kimat 20 years, kimat never missed a shear. And for that, there is nothing that deserves an award, there's nothing that deserves our appreciation more than that. Both in terms of their own accomplishment, they deserve applause, but in terms of what they do for us, there's nothing greater that anybody can do for us. There is nobody that deserves our gratitude more, nobody at all that deserves our gratitude more than somebody that learns Torah. Everybody else is secondary.